using Twitter to promote your upcoming event. Hi, I'm Sheryl Loch with Ginger Roots Media, and I'm with...
Hey guys, Lany Sullivan with Events by Lany. All right, so, YouTube was Cheryl's #1 favorite platform. Now we're at Twitter, which is her #2 favorite platform. But we're still talking about promoting before the event. So we're going to walk you guys through promoting during and after with Twitter. Some of this might sound very similar, but with Twitter, it's actually more specific in a couple of areas that do stand out from your Facebook, your YouTube, and your Instagram strategies. So where do we start with Twitter?
You start with Twitter with a branded account, not a personal account.
I think we've mentioned that a few times, right? If you haven't figured it out by now, jeez.
Just a few times. Now, the thing is, a lot of people are their brand. I understand that, but usually their event each year is called the same thing and it's not called their name. You very seldom see their name as the event. So think about that. And you can always take anything you send through a branded account, send it through your personal account. Just like everywhere else, we got this. So you're going to start with your branded account. You're going to find your hashtag, which we've talked about in previous videos, that you're going to use on Twitter. Now, Twitter is the best for hashtags. They can really go to town. And we're going to use hashtags in a variety of ways. So you're going to want your event hashtag. Then you're going to want to start looking up hashtags for related things to your event, depending on what type of event you have. If you have an SEO one, you're going to look up the SEO hashtags. If it's motivational,
life-changing, business, whatever it is, you're going to be really specific and targeted towards your niche.
Oh, yes. And you're going to want to make a list of these hashtags. It's going to take maybe a little bit of research, depending on how familiar you are with it, but make a list so you have it. So what are we going to send through this Twitter account? Because we can't just send out, follow me, join my event, buy my shit. That's not going to happen.
Damn it. I was hoping it was going to be really simple.
It is simple.
Okay.
Just not that. But so what are we looking to add through here? You're going to be making a lot of your updates through Twitter. For your event updates, you're going to be able to send out images with new little things as you're building and creating your event. You're going to have all kinds of updates. So not only are you going to be sharing those in different ways on different sites, Twitter is great for that. Keep in mind, you may want to make separate images for those, or you may want to send some of them through from Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. All goes through your Twitter. There's a lot of tools you can get to help make this easier. So depending on how you want to do it is what tools you're going to use. Trust me, you're going to need tools for this.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't be on Twitter 24/7, and a tweet only lasts a few seconds as it goes through someone's stream. So you have to stay up on this. Sending out 2 tweets a day, 10 tweets a day may not make it depending on your niche. So if
we're actively using 2 to 3 tools for our own businesses, and then we use the same tools when we're promoting events, but we use 2 to 3 tools in just for Twitter.
And depending on your site, what type of site you're connected to, and how much you want to spend, but most of these tools are going to run you between $10 and $20 a month, which that's a good investment because they're going to save you time. The time is going to be building all of your tweets, building all of your images, building all of your things at the beginning to get these tools to work, and then the time to keep them going.
And this is, we touched on this in the digital assets video too. So if you guys go back to that, when you're creating it, like Sheryl said, create stuff for Twitter. But, this isn't I'm going to do Facebook now, so I'm only going to do Facebook stuff. No, this is build everything at once. And we talked, I think in one of the other videos, we talked about just, building over a period of time. So, it might take you 60 days to build all of your content. That's okay. If you have 60 days to build it.
Well, you should be setting this up a year out or more. And therefore you've got time to build.
Yeah.
But this is where if you've got a social media manager, they need access to everything you have,
Hmm.
because if you expect them to build images and create tweets and actually be able to put out information, they need the information,
Yes.
because we're going to use this not only to push from other sites, but to promote our speakers and our
Hmm.
sponsors. So your social media manager needs to have the images for each of those, the logos for them. They need to know what they're going to be talking about, which I know at first you may not know. You may secure the speaker, you may not know the title and the
Right.
topics and everything. So there again, they're going to
Mhm.
build the first set of content, then it's going to change as you make more plans.
Yeah, and it's really easy to just create your basic template and put your speaker in there and so excited, an introduction to the speaker of who they are. And then you just, the next image about them, once you get their topic nailed down, is you add their topic and you take out the other
When
content.
she says it's easy, I want you to look at it this way. Easy as in you can do it,
Hmm.
time consuming,
Right,
and that's where your cost is going to come in.
right.
So if,
It's a simple process, is what
yeah, you
is.
don't have to have a bunch of, high-end tools to do
Mm-mm.
that, but it's very time consuming because I have done it many a
Right.
time. And
Hmm.
so don't expect your social media manager to change things every time you decide you want it to say a little something different. Make sure you get it right the first time, and make sure they have
Yeah.
access to the best stuff you have
Hmm.
and can do it right the first time, because all of that comes down to time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you're trying to promote your speakers, you don't want to send out something half-assed anyway.
No, send out a quality image and, promote who they are, and then send out the next level of images, and the next time send them out with what they're talking about until, so promote them, because then hopefully, we talk about this in future videos, um, hopefully they'll promote you and they'll promote the images that you're promoting. So make sure that you are doing that.
Now, if you're a social media manager, make sure you're using your event hashtag on the image
Hmm.
and in the tweet. Not only that, but you want to, if you're going for, putting out a post by a specific speaker or sponsor, you're going to want to mention them, because when that lands in their notifications on Twitter, they're more likely to retweet it. So
Hmm.
you're going to want to make sure you've got everybody connecting every which way,
Yep.
and hopefully making it easier for them to send out.
And when you're sending stuff from other platforms through Twitter, you need to tag people and still use your hashtags. People, it's just pure laziness. If you just schedule something to go from Facebook to Twitter and you don't actually have your mentions and your hashtags in there, it's freaking pointless, or kind of pointless in my opinion.
There are free tools that will automatically send from your Facebook post, from your blog post, from your
Hmm.
forum, if you have a forum, that will automatically send it through Twitter as soon as a new post is created. While those can be great and fine, A, they can screw up and you're sending out garbage.
Hmm.
B, you don't get the mentions, you don't always get the it can go haywire. Your best bet is to use a tool, manually load them, and if you've got your system set up where as soon as you make a post, you know exactly where and how to add it to each of your tools, it's much easier. And it avoids all those just little glitches in a free system.
Yeah, I'm gonna say IFTTT is one of the worst things to use for your automation right now, especially if you're really trying to promote and get the mentions and get the hashtags in. I wouldn't use it for your event.
It depends on what you're using it
See?
for.
And this is why we work well together. We can disagree and it's okay.
Yeah, because there's some things that I wouldn't send it from Facebook. I wouldn't send it from a lot
Right.
of things. There are a few instances where I will use if this, then that. In fact, one of them saves my ass from spammers all the time, because I have
Right.
it automatically sending from that site through Twitter, so I'm more likely to see if a spammer has hit it. But that's a whole different ballgame, and
Hmm.
depending on what you want to use. But my advice is have someone manually put them in the tools and do it full blown right, so that you're not getting these mistakes. Now that you kind of got an idea of some things you can send through there and how you're going to promote everything else through there, I want you to build lists. In Twitter, you can build lists, and these are going to be beneficial to you throughout the entire process. You're going to have a list of your sponsors. You're going to have a list of your speakers. You may even have a list of attendees as they sign up, not someone that you just know, as they register. So you've got them more controlled. And with these lists, you're going to be able to start seeing your hashtags, start understanding some of these people. And as you progress in this, when you get attendees and you want to help them connect, you can say, here's our sponsor list, here's our speaker list, and you can get them that way. The attendee list, I don't know as I would always have it public. The sponsors and the speakers need to be public list for anyone to be able to grab.
Yep.
Now, another thing is I want you to think about using Twitter native video.
Video. She loves video.
I had to.
She has to.
As you're building video for all your other platforms, you can make little clips and put them through Twitter. You can make all kinds of fun things for fun videos. It takes time, but it stands out. You can also use those video clips and make GIFs, and if you use Giphy, you can send them right through Twitter. Boom, another way to get noticed. So now that you've got your list, you're going to have your list, all your promotional images, all your freaking links. You've got all kinds of stuff going on, but you may not have followers yet. How are we going to find followers? What we're going to do is take that original list of hashtags in our niche, and we're going to start hitting those as we're logged into Twitter, and we're going to start looking at these people. And if we think they've tweeted out something, we can simply retweet them. We can also go and check them out, and we might want to follow them because they're putting out info we can reuse. There's somebody in our target audience. So we're using these hashtags pre-event to build with. And that is one of my favorite things about Twitter is I can use hashtags. I can also use them to find my target. And then I start building off of those people. And you can, if you don't want to follow them, if you don't want to retweet them, reply to some of their stuff. You will start analyzing who these people are. And if they have your audience, then you want to be seen
by their
in
audience.
all of their shit.
And see, Cheryl's really good at this. So with one of the events that we did, she had to build the Twitter account from zero to zero to hero basically in 30 days. So in 30 days, she got crazy engagement. She built over 2,000 followers. Okay, so I have like 3,800 followers on Twitter, and I've had a Twitter account for eons since it started. So I obviously don't work that hard to build my Twitter account. But in 30 days, she was able to build from 0 followers to 2,000 followers. Real followers, not bots, like people that were engaging. Her engagement was through the roof. I saw the numbers. We have the stats. We actually like screenshot it and kept it all. But the thing is that she did exactly what she's telling you to do. She did this. She did the engagement. She built the list. She did the hashtags. She did all the follows, the comments, the retweets. She shared all the content from the event, and not only did she share just the event stuff, but then she found relative content and relatable content that matched the audience that we were targeting, and got people engaged on third-party content. So we weren't just sharing out, buy my ticket, buy my ticket, buy my ticket. Oh, here's our speaker. Oh, here's our speaker. It was, here's our speaker, buy my ticket, third-party content. So it does work, and you can do it in a very short period of time. It's not recommended because it's a boatload of work. I mean,
yeah, you're better off doing it over a period of time.
Yeah, but I can tell you that this one can do it in a month.
It can be done. It took a lot of time, and that's what you have to understand is sending out the tweets and loading your tools and all that is time consuming, but it's easy. But when you really start getting somewhere is when you are watching those hashtags and you are responding to these people and you are talking with them. Now, even in the pre-event phase where you're promoting, you're going to use Twitter a lot because this is another place you're going to do customer service.
Yes.
And so you can send out your agendas, little things like this over and over, but you're going to have someone in there watching because they're going to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that asks a question should get an answer unless it's a troll. But, you know, for the most part, this is going to be a main hub.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people use it. I don't care if they say Twitter is dead. It's not.
No. And if you go back, I mean, if you spend any time on Twitter, you know that if people are going to complain, they're going to complain on Twitter, and they're going to use hashtags. And
I was on the local news station talking about complaining about brands via social media, and Twitter is one where I said that's what I prefer to use to complain because they
actually respond.
Well, the thing is, they have very limited space to respond, so therefore you can get a quick answer because they don't want to send out 10 tweets. But that's beside the point.
But they do. They go. I mean, I know I do. It's first, if I have an issue with a brand, I'm on Twitter first thing trying to get their attention.
I have one particular brand I tweet about all the time when I complain.
Yes, you do. And I think it's really funny because I get in on that. But anyway, the point is that they're going to come to Twitter. They might go to Facebook. They're not going to go to Instagram and complain. If they're in your Facebook group or on your page. And if they tend, if they lean towards Facebook, you'll get some, questions and engagement and issues on Facebook. But most of the time, you're going to get it on Instagram. I mean, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Twitter. So, and sometimes the problem is that they may not even mention you. They just might not be happy, and they just blast you, but not actually do a mention. Sometimes they'll do a mention, sometimes they won't. It just depends. They'll put a nasty hashtag on it. They'll hashtag your event. I mean,
they'll hashtag the event because they know that's where they will get noticed. They don't really want a response, but if you see it and respond, then it shows them, hey, I'm listening. And if they're complaining that you're not actively engaging or answering questions and you've responded to something you're not even mentioned in, kind of takes that argument right away. Granted, you may have missed something somewhere.
And this whole thing goes back to the hashtag video that we talked about, is making sure that your audience, your tribe, your sponsors, your speakers, everybody knows. Your haters. Everybody knows what your event hashtag is. So that way your social media person can manage it, because from the beginning of your event and all this pre-event promotion, all the way through the next couple of videos, post-event, you're going to have somebody monitoring this, and somebody's got to be able to answer the questions and has to be able to look for it. And the way they look for it is your branded hashtag. That's how they find it.
Absolutely. Hashtag everything. I had to get that in.
So I haven't figured that out yet, then, we got issues.
And lastly, I don't want you to think that your event is so freaking special that you don't need to follow people. Because let me tell you, if you're building your list correctly, it doesn't matter how many freaking people you follow, because you can go into those lists and see specifics. And if everything else is garbage going through your stream, who freaking cares? You've got your list, you can sort it out and check on those you need. So not only will you have your sponsor list, your speaker list, possibly an attendee list, you may have a list of whatever your niche is, so that you're just seeing that, so you can pick up quick places to respond and build from. So this is all a building process. It's not a promote just your stuff. It's interacting. It's promoting everybody involved, and even those that aren't involved, if it's attractive and good content for your audience.
Absolutely. Go to eventsbylany.com/knowledgebase and get on our list and get access to all of our bonus content material.
And be sure to subscribe and like this video, dislike this video, comment, do something, and we'll see you in the next one, where we talk about Twitter, using Twitter during your event.